Have you ever stood in line at Black Friday?
Me?
You know, the thing where you get out early, if you go midnight or even 6 o'clock in the morning, there's people standing in line. Have you ever submitted to that?
I feel like when I was a kid, I went with my family, but I haven't chosen to do it as an adult.
I don't think it should exist anymore now that there's online shopping.
Look, just look behind me. You see the long lines of people out here at 5:45 or so. We were expecting a big crowd. We don't have the big crowd that we expected. I got up at 3 o'clock excited to do my first ever Black Friday, and ain't nobody here. I am literally upset right now. I don't know why people did not wake up. They had too much food. I don't know what the deal is. You got cars coming through, but they're stuck right now in their cars. Nobody's coming out. Yeah, they open their doors at 6 o'clock, but I'm really upset right now. We don't have anybody out here. We got another news crew that I'm not going to name. She's out here. So at the moment, I'm going to send it back to y'all because ain't nobody here. I'm going back home. I'm going back to my bed, and I'm going to sleep. Alex, we send it back to you in South Bend.
And welcome back to that podcast I like. Yes, the Black Friday edition. I would be Shawn Quinn. That is Stacy Ryder. And we once again join you from Florida. If you missed how that all went down, well, maybe we should get into it. A lot going on around the country. 3 things that we are talking about today.
Let's find out. 1.
If you missed the last episode, we are staying in a vacation rental near Daytona Beach, Florida.
It's been an interesting stay, to say the least. Been here for about a week, and some of the things we've seen around Florida. First of all, it was a 4-day cross-country trek from Kansas City to here, and no better way to get in touch with America than driving across country. Many of you will be doing that this weekend. Hell, you might even doing it right now while you listen. I am thankful for that. But if you're on the road, I think we all have worries about public restrooms. Stacy, you plan our stops on any cross-country trek we do based on 2 things: clean restrooms and White Castle.
And those 2 things necessarily aren't at the same place.
Not necessarily. Sometimes you get that unicorn where you find a clean bathroom and a White Castle. We usually mark that one as a stop we do more than once, on the way there and on the way back.
That is true.
Now, look, the public restrooms, though, women's restrooms compared to men, palaces.
Really?
Seriously, let's think about this. On the way here, right? A men's room. You usually have 1 urinal there and maybe a stall. That's it. I've seen public restrooms for women that have couches in them. You would never put a couch in a men's room. That just wouldn't happen. Absolutely.
You've never, ever been in a public men's restroom that has some sort of place to sit?
Well, yes, there's lots of places to sit. Yeah.
No, but maybe like a couch or something to...
No.
Polish
If
your
it's
shoes?
no, that's the thing. If it's polish your shoes, sometimes there's a guy in there to do it for you, but no. It makes it very awkward in a men's room because you don't have that couch. You have to avert your eyes to different corners of the room because if there's just the one stall and then there's the 1 urinal there, you go into the restroom, someone's standing at the urinal, someone's in the stall. This happened to me, okay? Someone was standing at the urinal. I thought there was someone in the stall, so I'm averting my eyes, looking around. I tried going to the sink to wash my hands. The guy's still at the urinal. I was like, oh man, what am I gonna do here? Someone opens the door. This happens a lot for guys. Oh, it's full, and you turn around and walk out right away because you don't want to be another guy standing in line while there's someone already standing in line in there. I then realized there was no one in the stall at all, so I just made it really awkward on that guy. The other thing about women's restrooms, 1 word: troughs.
Oh my gosh.
Would women ever put up with having one thing where you all line up, no walls in between, and it all goes down one drain? No, that would never, ever happen.
I feel like our dentist was like that.
Our what?
Our dentist.
You're comparing our dentist with a trough in a men's room.
Yes.
Okay, there were no walls dividing you. However, if I see the same activity that I see in a public men's room on the highway that I saw at the dentist, or vice versa, then we've got a whole lot of problems.
That is true. Well, we are here at this vacation resort, and we are easily the youngest couple by like decades from other people, but they are from all walks of life. I mean, this is basically a snapshot of America.
Yeah, if America was comprised of members of the Sopranos crime family mixed in with Daytona bikers, yeah, snapshot of America.
I gotta wear a jack, the doc says. Keep the testes elevated.
We do have a neighbor here who, he big guy, long white beard. I mean, the typical Daytona biker, right? Yes. He's got the big yellow bike, the long white beard. I assume he's probably in his mid-30s and looks like he's in his mid-60s, like that type of guy. Came up and asked me if I'm a bike guy.
Really?
I'm a sidecar guy. I don't even trust myself on the motorcycle, let alone other drivers. No, sir, I am not a bike guy. I'm a sidecar guy. I'm the guy that will pull up at the stoplight in the sidecar and give you a thumbs up. But no, I'm not going to be the one driving the bike.
Well, in addition to bikers in our neighborhood, we've also run into a 6-foot snake while taking a walk. A turtle the size of a serving platter apparently lives in the side yard of our place. And in the most favorite thing that I've seen happen so far, a woman was running down the street at full speed, pushing a dolly with a stove. I hope it was for Thanksgiving.
Okay, everyone, it's 2:30. Time for dinner. Because on Thanksgiving, 2:30 is dinner time for some reason.
Now, yesterday, we had Thanksgiving dinner at your mom's house. After watching 2 hours of parade coverage here in our rental, we drove over to their house where you insisted that every TV in the house be turned to the Macy's parade.
Yes, I was helping to put a few things together and I wanted to make sure I could see the parade. This is part of my childhood. This is nostalgic for me. And a lot of things happened at the Macy's Day Parade, though, that I don't remember happening when I was a kid. First, there were rumors that it wouldn't even happen due to the weather. Rita Ora sang a song, or didn't sing her new song, Let Me Love You As It Will, and missed her cue, making it very obvious that singing performances at the Macy's Day Parade are lip sync.
This isn't the first time this has happened. Yes, obviously they lip sync there, and this isn't the first time this has happened on TV. You think about Ashley Simpson on Saturday Night Live years ago, Mariah Carey New Year's Eve just a few years ago. This is exactly what's wrong with Twitter, though. Why are you criticizing the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? It just gives these keyboard warriors something to bitch about.
It was literally open season on this girl online, and it most likely wasn't even her fault. I mean, she probably couldn't hear her cue or had an earpiece go out. Her lip sync fail won't be what is remembered, though. Yesterday, the Macy's Day Parade broadcast what is believed to be its very first kiss between a same-sex couple during a performance of the new Broadway musical, The Prom.
And who cares about this? It's 2018. Get over it.
I totally agree. 2 girls kissed during the performance of the musical about an Indiana girl barred from taking her girlfriend to the prom. I'm fairly certain that's going to be the takeaway from the Macy's Day Parade 2018.
So when I'm reading this ahead of the show, I thought that said an Indian girl. I was like, oh, is this some sort of like Coming to America story? But no, it's an Indiana girl. I mean, okay, so from the Midwest, taking her girlfriend to the prom. I'm just waiting for the next play, what it's like to be a gay kid in America. I'm a gay kid in America. What's it like being a gay kid in America? Actually, they already did that play. It's called Rent. Speaking of being thankful.
Normally, craft brewers focus on creating unique beers to differentiate themselves, but this week things are a little bit different. More than 400 breweries so far have answered the call from Sierra Nevada to make an IPA with a recipe that they supply to raise funds for people devastated by the California wildfires.
This is so cool. As you probably know by now, Stacy and I, huge fans of craft beer, not just for the beer, but maybe even more so for the people involved with it. I have been a fan of craft beer since about 99, 2000, introduced you to the craft beer world in 2011. You didn't like anything about beer at that time.
I thought beer was just yellow fizzy stuff.
So from Pennsylvania to Asheville to Washington, D.C. to Kansas City, we've met so many great people in the craft beer industry.
On November 27th, which is also known as Giving Tuesday, Sierra Nevada and 400 other breweries will brew Resilience IPA, with 100% of the sales going to the Campfire Fund.
I do think this is a great idea, but with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and this now Giving Tuesday, can we stop with the term cyber, by the way, when it comes to online shopping? Can we stop saying Cyber Monday? You're not sitting on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise, Captain. Settle down. It's online shopping. It's not Cyber Monday. You're not doing some amazing work there, okay? Then Giving Tuesday. And why don't Saturday and Sunday, the weekend in between, why don't they have names? Why isn't there Standing in Return Line Saturday? Why isn't there Mitch Sunday? Yeah, Mitch Sunday.
What
I just
is
think
Mitch Sunday?
Just that's his name. That's the name for that day. It is Mitch Sunday.
Are they like hurricanes? Does the name change as they go through the alphabet?
I don't know. In all seriousness, look, Sierra Nevada, this is such a cool thing. They are in the Asheville area now, originally starting in California. I know some of their people lost their house because of the fire. Mm-hmm. The brewery itself was actually in the line of the fire at one point.
It was, and it was 10% of the brewery's workforce, which has been displaced. So part of what prompted them to really get on top of these organized efforts for relief.
I do know that some of our friends back in Kansas City are going to be part of this effort. Also, some of our favorite favorite breweries in Asheville are helping out there, and maybe my son Noah as well, because talking to him on Thanksgiving, and I found out that he wants to be a brewer as well. This kid just turned 21, and in the time that you have known him, Stacy, you have found out that he wanted to be an auto mechanic.
Yes.
An assassin, as well as many other professions. He is currently working as an auto mechanic. I am very proud of him for that. However, I found out yesterday that he does plan now to become a mead brewer, as well as perhaps a snipper.
What?
Not a sniper. Not a sniper.
What's a snipper do?
I didn't know what a snipper does. Apparently, a snipper works with metals, and he's planning on maybe acting on that whole assassin thing by making swords and axes. Yeah, you didn't hear the phone call. I'm just telling you I'm catching up with
I
what's going
thought
on.
he was
Noah.
converting to Judaism.
And finally, you think you're tired of your family over Thanksgiving.
A Portland, Oregon man pled guilty to trying to get rid of his estranged wife by bribing a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent to deport her and her daughter from a previous relationship. The agent declined the offer and set up a sting operation to record 2 phone calls where he was offered $3,000 to remove the man's wife and kid from the U.S.
2 different phone calls. It's not like you're calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK, which, by the way, is not a phone line for male prostitutes. 1-800-GOT-JUNK is a company that they say will come remove anything out of the house for you. You just call them 90 minutes later, they show up. I think Tekashi69 is in trouble for something like that as well.
Oh, gosh. Well, after the third offer was declined, the agent was offered $4,000 in person to get rid of them.
That has to be the most uncomfortable Thanksgiving table conversation ever. Honey, will you leave the country? What did you say? I said, honey, can you lend me the gravy? I wish you would just get out. I can't get the wishbone out, that's all. Now, could you imagine if the original Americans actually enforced the borders?
I always wonder if Native Americans wish they would have had a stricter immigration policy. This ain't the new world, Cortez. Turn around. All right? Do a loop, DeSoto. Come back. There's no spices. This is not the new world.
And on that note, we are going to get out of here. Thanksgiving weekend, catching up with friends, and going to be seeing some of your friends this afternoon.
We are. I'm super excited. I'm going to go see my friends Stacy and Brian. I haven't seen them in 13 years.
I've never seen them, so I'm interested to find out why you're so enamored with them, to be quite honest. So this is going to be a fun time this afternoon. Can't wait to meet you guys. Can't wait for you guys to check out the episodes next week. Once again, Tuesdays and Fridays now. That's when the new episodes come out. In the meantime, be sure to subscribe. You know we love you.
I love this story. Marijuana dispensaries in Colorado are planning on offering Black Friday deals on weed. Stores will open at 9 a.m., which means people will be lining up as early as noon.
I love it, man. You're going to listen to so much bullshit in the morning.
Well, trust me, I'll give you your fair share, just the right amount.